Hi everybody. Hope you're all doing well today. We got some snow in the middle of April. If you did too, maybe you'll be able to go outside and take a little break, build a snowman or go sledding before it all melts. So today we're going to make something called Monster Dudes. They're really fun to do and it's kind of appropriate for any age. So what you're going to need for your supplies is a piece of paper. The printer paper will work. However, if you have something thicker like the sketch pad or some cardstock, I'm going to use cardstock today. Your monster will hold up a little bit better. So you need that, some watercolor paints, okay, a brush and some water, glue stick, and then I also have some of the printer paper I'm using to make eyes. So the thinner paper is fine for that. Okay, and I forgot, you also need a straw. So hopefully you have one around the house, or next time you go out and get fast food, you can save the straw. All right, so I think I've covered all the supplies. So let's get started. I'm going to, first of all, put some water in all my watercolors. Put a big drop of water. I'm not sure what colors I want to use yet, so I'm just going to get them all wet, which is a good way to start any watercolors that you do, especially these pan ones, which I really like the Prang if you happen to have Prang paints. If you don't, the Crayola or anything else will work too. Just make sure you get them nice and wet. I'm not going to use white, so as you can see, I've put water in all of these. So I'm going to let it sit for just a minute. So when you're making these creatures, there really isn't any big plan as far as how you want them to turn out. That's what's kind of fun. They're going to just turn out however they do, and then you can create the creature with it. Let me just show you a couple that I made. So here's a couple little monster dudes, okay? And in a while I'll cut these out and I'll show you what else you can do with them when they're all finished. Okay, so after it's set for a minute, it doesn't take that long, I think I'm going to try to make a purple monster, all right? So I'm going to get water on my brush, dip it in the purple paint, get a lot of color on there. Really goop it up, okay? Now, this part gets a little bit messy, so you might want a paper towel or tissue handy. So I'm going to take it and squeeze out the watery paint, just like that, okay? And then wipe my hand. Now, hopefully you'll be able to see this. There we go. Next, I'm going to take the straw and very gently, well, I'll show you how. I'm going to make a monster by blowing through the straw. Don't suck it. Blow. You can turn your page around. And keep turning it till you get the shape you like. Okay, so that's the shape I got. And I kind of like it. I think I might just make, I have to decide which part I want to make the head. Now let me show you what happens if you don't blow gently, because you might want to try this too. Let's do an orange guy. Get a lot of orange on here. You can even drop more than one drop if you want a real big one. He's kind of orangey purple, but that's okay. Or you can even mix colors, but just rinse your brush off in between. Okay. Now, I don't know if hopefully you can see this, but I'm going to blow. Let me turn this around here. I'm going to blow really hard, and I'll show you what happens. Make sure you have something underneath so you don't make too big of a mess. So here you go. Now my monster has lots of arms and legs. All right, so you can gently blow with your mouth until the watercolor dries. It only takes a couple of minutes. depending on how much water you used. And in the meantime, I'm going to look at them and figure out, which way do I want, the top or the bottom? Do I want to put eyes on him? I'm not sure about this purple guy. Maybe I think I might just do it like this, and this can be his head. Obviously, I'm going to make this the head on the big orange guy. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to just take my thinner paper and cut out some eyes. So look and see. Your eyes can be any shape. I find if you cut a little piece of paper off first and then cut eyes out of it, it's so much easier than trying to cut eyes out of a great big piece of paper. So I have one like this. And I'm going to make big kind of round eyes for the orange guy. So I'm just cutting as I turn the paper. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle. The eyes don't have to be the same size. Or you can even use just one eye, because they do have in fact, I might do that. They have one-eyed monsters you've seen. Of course, we all know monsters aren't real, but it's fun to make them. So yeah, I'm just gonna do one eye for the orange guy, because he's kind of big. Maybe two small ones for the purple guy. So I'm gonna cut out my eyes. That sounds terrible. Let's see, hope everyone is feeling good today. And thank you for joining me. I really like that I have some new friends out there. Let's see. These won't be exactly the same size, but that's okay. It makes it kind of more fun. So you see how I turn the paper as I'm cutting it? If you want it to get it round, it's kind of easier that way. All right, so now I have two eyes. I'm going to take my black marker, water base, and just color in the center of the eye. I'm making it a small little circle in there because then he looks like he's kind of surprised. All right, now once you have, we can kind of touch it. The purple where I'm putting the eyes is all dry, so I'm going to go ahead and take a glue stick. Now I find easiest, instead of trying to put the glue on the eye, if you just kind of get your finger wet, lift it up, and then put the eye on the glue stick. There you go. You don't need much. Then put it on your little guy, your dude. Okay, I'm going to do that with the next one. Whoop. Put it on him. It's so cute. All right, so this is what he looks like so far. All right, now I'm going to do the great big eye, called a cyclops when they only have one eye. I'm going to do that on the orange guy. There we go. I'll kind of put it right in the middle. Oh, I forgot to do the drawing. I can still do that though. The pupil, that's what we call the black part of the eye. It's called the pupil. So I think for him, I'm going to make his pupil really big instead of those little tiny ones like the purple guy had. So even after I've glued it on, I can color that in. There we go. And his eye looks like this. All right. Now, once it's pretty dry, and you can gently, gently touch it, then you can outline them with a crayon or the marker or whatever you want. And I kind of like to do the crayon. I like the looks of crayons, like I said earlier. And sometimes I like to do a contrasting color. So contrasting or complementary color for the orange would be blue. You can look at a color wheel and see what complementary colors are. So I'm going to take my cerulean blue, because that's one of my favorite colors, and I'm just going to kind of outline around the orange guy. Now, you don't have to get like right next to every single appendage, leg or arm or whatever. You can just outline near it, because it's kind of hard to get right on top of it. But this blue adds a lot of color to my guy. So I'm just going to outline that. You can make a whole sheet of these and and hang it up, or I'm going to show you in a little bit what else you can do with these. They're just kind of fun to make. You can also make straw drawings. Just do a bunch of colors all over your page and then turn it into something else, kind of like the creative doodles we did earlier. That's also fun to do. So, all right, this is such a good way to relax. I think I love to do art just to relax. It's almost like as good as reading a book. Hopefully you're all keeping up with everything out there that you need to be doing. I like to walk my dog, but I don't think I will today because he'll get very wet paws and it's a little chilly. So I'm almost done outlining this, and I'll show you. Like I said, I don't care so much if I get right next to the watercolor, but you can if you want. It's up to you. Whatever's easiest. Yeah. So now he's outlined in blue, and I might add, do I want to add anything else? You can add other stuff. Like on this guy over here, I added some hair, and a little nose. I don't know if you can see it, but somewhere I thought I made a mouth, but I guess I didn't. But that's up to you. Just take a look at what it looks like. So I don't think I'm going to add, you know what? I'm going to add one big eyebrow. But I think I'll do that with my black marker. Yeah. One big hairy eyeball. Or eyebrow. Now for my purple guy, I think I'm going to go ahead and outline him with the marker. Let me just do that. This one I will try to get right next to the color, and you can see the difference then. Because he's kind of dark. And the black will help bring that out a little bit more. I really like these guys. You could name them. I don't know what I would name them. I'd have to think about it. What's a friendly monster name? Maybe Seymour or Oscar or something like that. Or it can be a girl. Or just some random crazy name. There we go. Now I'm going to outline his eyes in black so they stand out a little more. You could even give him glasses if you wanted. Yeah. Okay. All right. So once it's completely dry, you can cut your monster out. Now, for this, I'm not going to cut around every single little arm and leg. I'm just going to get close, right? Because it would be pretty tough. Some of these little strokes of paint are very thin. And that would be, number one, hard to cut. Number two, if you've done it on a thinner paper, it could just tear right off. So I'm going to leave a little white around it, just kind of do a general shape. And then I'll show you some things you can do with these. Number one, if you get permission from parents, you could put them up on your wall near your bed or wherever you want. Or if you have a bulletin board, just take a little pin and pin them up. Just decorate your room and make it all cheerful. I'm going to show you a couple other things. They require more supplies though. Now again, I have a laminator. I could laminate these and that makes them plasticky and shiny. But for today, I won't. So I'm just kind of cutting a white border around the whole thing. After you get it cut, again, you can cut out a big square around them first and then you don't have to hold this big paper. So like for this guy, rather than hold the big paper and try to cut around, I'm just gonna go like this. then it's so much easier to hold a small piece. Okay, and then I would just kind of go in and around, and this is what the purple one looks like. Okay, now if you're interested in learning other things you can do with these, let me show you. Number one, I happen to have, okay, somewhere, some craft magnets. I think I just plopped everything down on top of. Where did those go? There they are. These are called magnetic buttons, and you can get them at any craft store like Joann's or Hobby Lobby or any of those. Like this. Okay, I'm going to glue it to the back. If the glue stick doesn't work, I'm not sure if it will or not. You can always use like Elmer's glue. There we go. Let's see. Let's put it up near the top of his head. And push that down. And once it dries, now I have a refrigerator magnet. And that's fun. Okay? So here we can stick it to our crayons because that's a metal container. I like that. I think I'll keep them right there. The other thing you can do is, let me finish cutting this one out. I'll show you. So hopefully you're all having fun doing your blowing through your straw right now. If you start to get dizzy, that means you're blowing too hard. You need to take a little break. Okay? Like I said, don't suck through the straw. It won't hurt you, but it'll make a big mess. Okay, let's see. Make this guy have a lot of white around him. Now, another thing that you can get at the craft stores are craft sticks. Sometimes they're thin like popsicle sticks, but you can also find they're almost like a tongue blade the doctor's office uses. Like this. That's what I'm going to use for this guy. And these are really so fun and so easy to make that you can make a whole family. All right, so I've got them looking like this. All I'm going to do is glue him on the stick, and then he becomes a puppet. And you can do a little puppet show for your family, which I would love. I would love to see. Remember, please send in some of the stuff you're making so I can show everybody and we can all enjoy. All right, to barriosmary200@gmail.com. BARRIOSMARY. All right, so there's our little puppet guy. Do, 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 do. You can make monster noises. All right. Well, have fun with this craft, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.